Alright, Shalom, all y'all brothers and sisters out there. Alright, this is Brother Itazayah speaking, and today is a Q&A section. As we know, we get comments from all type of viewers about us at the Apostles of New Jerusalem. And one of the comments here is, one of the questions that was asked is it okay to read occult books? Now, so anybody from the audience, y'all want to pitch in and answer?
Sure. No, I believe it's not okay.
It's not okay.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It sounds like an excuse for sin, Akim.
Okay. Alright. So it's an excuse for sin. But
Yeah.
people will say it's just an innocent book. It's just like reading the Kabbalah or the Tarot book. Things like that. People will just say that it's just a innocent book.
Okay, now let's see. Would it be right if I can pull out a scripture?
Yes.
Okay.
Because people they make excuses like you said.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes.
So the book of Ecclesiastes, we're going to go to it. Alright. Keep going.
Chapter 12, verse 12. And further, by these, my son, be admonished of making of many books, there is no end.
Alright, so he says be admonished. Be admonished means to be warned. He's warning the people, right? He says of making many books, there is no end. So in other words, there's going to be different books always made for different type of cultures, different type of lifestyles, different type of beliefs. He says there's no end to it. And keep going.
And much study is a weariness of the flesh.
Much study is a weariness of the flesh. Meaning, if you're going to constantly study from these books, your flesh is going to get wearied. Meaning, you're trying to find another belief or another religion. And so you're reading a book about Buddhism or a book about Shintoism or Hinduism. Or you're reading the Talmud or Mishnah or the sacraments of Catholicism. Those things, they start to wear you. That's why he says be admonished. But there's one part in the Bible that says you should not be dealing with these books. Because people, they'll say, okay, it's good for history. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with reading biographies of people who dealt with these books. Because they'll tell you from their experience. But then to go in on them, no, you're not supposed to. I'm going to start at Leviticus 18:3. Whoever has it can read it.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 18, verse 3.
Right.
After the doings of the land of Egypt, where ye dwelt, shall ye not do.
So after the doings of the land of Egypt, where ye dwelt, ye shall not do. So, in other words, the Egyptians, they were idolaters, right? Alright, so it's saying that you're not supposed to worship idols. The Egyptians, what else did they do? They used to shave their head, the priests. It says you shall not do. The Egyptians, they used to pray in the nude sometimes. It says you shall not do. The Egyptians, they used to worship women, have women above them. The Bible says ye shall not do. So continue reading.
And after the doings of the land of Canaan.
Of Canaan. Of the Canaanites, right?
Africans, yeah.
Yes, those Canaanites, they did some weird things. And we're going to probably have another class that goes... No, because just if you talk about the Canaanites alone, they done some really disgusting things in the Bible. So we may have to have another class about the Canaanites, but keep going.
Whither I bring you, shall ye not do.
Shall ye not do. So
he's constantly saying that.
He keeps going all around saying don't do what the other nations do. So if you continue and do what the other nations do, that means you have to learn how to do it, right? Alright, but continue reading.
Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances.
Right. Their ordinances is their ways. You're not supposed to go in their own ways. Their ordinances, so to go in their ordinances, you have to be taught. Right? Alright, so we're going to go to Deuteronomy 12th chapter and 30. We're going to start at 29. Deuteronomy 12:29, and pay attention to this, all y'all viewers out there.
29, you said, right?
This
is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 12, verse 29. When the Most High thy God shall cut off the nations from before thee, whether thou goest to possess them.
So this is Israel, when we was about to go and possess the nations, and he said he's going to cut off all these nations, destroy their cities. Keep going.
And thou succeedest them, and dwellest in their land. Take heed to thyself, that thou be not snared by following them.
So it says take heed to yourself, meaning you have to watch out for yourself. When it says take heed, that means watch out for something, because something's about to go on. So he says take heed, keep going.
By following them, after that they be destroyed.
So after that they be destroyed. So after these nations end up being destroyed, right? So in these nations, they had like sorceries and they were into occult knowledge. And let's prove that. Hold this though. And let's go to Leviticus 19. Just to prove that that's what he's talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Leviticus 19th chapter, and go to the 31st verse.
Okay. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits. Yeah, I remember this one.
Yeah.
Neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them.
All right, now familiar spirits in Hebrew, it says awab, which means ancient, like going back into the spirit world to contact the fathers. That's not your realm. You don't do that. There was meaning somebody that passed away.
Yeah.
And you trying to get in contact with them again.
That's using that Ouija board. Yeah.
Yeah, the Ouija board. So, and a good example would be the witch that Saul tried to get in touch with.
Wow.
Yes, you could find this in Samuel. The witch of Engadi. You just read this. This is 1 Samuel. One minute. There was a time where Samuel, he went over and he actually was like literally searching for, like trying to get close to the Most High. So he sought a woman who had a familiar spirit. And a familiar spirit, so you can understand what a familiar spirit is, contact with a person that's dead, who's in the spirit world. That's why I use the word awab from the Hebrew word father. Yes. So we're going to go to 1 Samuel and 28. 1 Samuel 28 and 7. Yeah, so all right, so when you get that, read it.
Yeah. This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 28, verse 7.
Right.
Then said Saul unto his servants, seek me a woman that have a familiar spirit.
So Saul right here, he's actually exposing his own self to tell you what he really planned to do. Since the Most High departed, the evil spirit departed on Saul, and the Most High, he don't deal with him no more. There's one time when Saul was asking, he said, Most High, are you going to help me? And the Most High didn't even say nothing to him. So he says, go and seek me a familiar spirit. Keep going.
That I may go to her and inquire of her. And his servant said to him, behold, there is a woman that hath a familiar spirit at Endor. Right,
exactly. So that's where Endor, and if you know, like there's there's certain areas. If you know about the part of the Lord of the Rings, there's a lot of sorcery.
Yeah.
And they get a lot of their words from the Hebrew and the English parts of the Bible. Like Saran. Saran is actually the Hebrew word for a Philistine lord. Endor is also a place in the Lord of the Rings also. Uruk, where the Urukai come from. Uruk is one of the places where Nimrod established. Yeah, that's where the guy who wrote Lord of the Rings, he got them in those places from the Bible, just in case somebody wanted to sue him. He said, I got it from here. Things like that. Yeah, keep going.
Verse 8. And Saul disguised himself.
Right.
And put on other raiment.
Because in the other words, Saul, he already know. He knew that if he came looking like the king, the woman probably would hide her enchantments and sorceries, because it says, don't suffer a witch shall live. Keep going.
And he went, and 2 men with him, and they came to the woman by night.
Yeah, exactly, by night. When they usually come to somebody's house by night, it's because they don't want nobody to know that they're there. Same way where Nicodemus, a Pharisee, came and met Yahweh Christ by night. Keep going.
And he said, I pray thee divine unto me by the familiar spirit, and bring me him up, whom I shall name unto thee.
Yeah, whom I shall name. So use this necromancy and bring this up. Keep going.
And the woman said unto him, behold, thou knowest what Saul hath done, how he hath cut off those that have familiar spirit, and the wizards out of the land.
Right.
Wherefore then layest thou a snare for my life to cause me to die.
Yeah, all the wizards out of the land. The Hebrew word for wizards is Yadawan. That means constantly knowing something that goes to the dark side. Meaning you going into something that's it's like this knowledge is dark knowledge that you're not supposed to know about. That's the thing. Keep going.
And Saul sware to her by the Lord, saying, as the Lord liveth, there shall no punishment happen to thee.
Right.
For this thing.
Right.
It's a lie. Saul just lied. Then said the woman, whom shall I bring up unto thee? And he said, bring me up Samuel.
So bring up Samuel. So what she's doing, she's about to do this necromancy, probably doing something with the Ouija board or something like that, where she's about to bring up this familiar spirit in the spirit world that's in the demonic likeness of Samuel or things like that, who have access to what's going to happen in the future, because demons also tell in past and present and future. But this right here, people would argue that this wouldn't be Samuel, and the main reason why is because when a person dies, he goes straight to the Most High. He goes to the judgment seat of the Most High.
You find that in Ecclesiastes.
Yes, we're in Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiastes 3:20, Ecclesiastes and 12 and 7.
Yeah, 3 and 20.
12 and 7.
12 and 7.
Yes.
Okay, you keep that, and I just want to get that just for our audience to show you. This is Ecclesiastes 3 and 20. It says, all go into one place, all are dust, and all turn to dust again.
That's right.
Who knoweth the spirit of man goeth upwards, and the spirit of beast goes downwards. Yeah, so he's saying your spirit, it goes upwards to the judgment seat.
12 and 7.
And 12 and 7. It says, Ecclesiastes 12 and 7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto the Most High that gave it.
All praises to the Most High.
Exactly. They go straight to the Most High. Exactly. So this thing right here was a familiar. It says a familiar spirit, meaning it was a demon.
Exactly. It wasn't Samuel.
That looked like Samuel.
Exactly.
Yeah. Keep going.
Okay. Verse 9. And the woman said unto him, behold, thou knowest what Saul has done. We already read that.
Right.
Verse 10. And Saul sware to her by the Lord, saying, as the Lord liveth, there shall no punishment happen to thee for this thing. Verse 11. Then said unto the woman, whom shall I bring up unto thee? And he said, bring me up Samuel.
Right.
Verse 12. And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice. And the woman spake to Saul, saying, why hast thou deceived me? Now, of course, look what you're dabbling with.
Right.
For thou art Saul. Okay. Verse 13. And the Saul kept messing up all the way around.
Yeah.
And the king said unto her, be not afraid, for what sowest thou? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods ascending out of the earth. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, well, so okay, well, then this is deep right here.
This is
Now, he's saying, the king said unto her, be not afraid, for what sawest thou? And the woman said, I saw gods ascending out of the earth. So all these are those familiar spirits that you were saying. Yeah, so she's seeing like all these familiar spirits, all these demons and things like that. Keep going. This is what they do when they do these seances and things like that. When they do the chain prayer, that's what the churches get that from that necromancy. That's why they pray in a circle, so just in case one demon jumps on it, could jump on all others.
and they speak glossolalia. That's the name of it, right?
Huh?
They glossolalia.
Episcopalian? What do you?
No. He said glossolalia is the Christian way of saying that they speak in tongues.
Oh, in tongues, yes.
Yeah.
That's for the Baptists and Pentecostals, yes.
Yeah, glossolalia.
Which is a type of demonic language, yes.
Yes.
Keep going.
And he said unto, he called it Episcopal. And he said unto her,
Right.
what form is he of?
So now, Saul isn't seeing it. She's seeing it because she has that spirit. What's happened now, her body's being possessed. And she's sitting down, she's going into that little trance where they be like, ugh, and now she's just describing, like, if you see like people voodoo, like you be seeing those voodoo females, they be like going to trances.
Yes.
That's what she's had to describe. Now she's seeing into the spirit world now, looking at demons and things like that. Yeah. Keep going. So now she's just describing. Keep going.
And she said, an old man cometh up. Oh, wow. And he is covered with a mantle.
Right. He's covered with a mantle. Keep going.
And Saul perceived that it was Samuel. And he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself.
Another no.
He
just committed
broke
idolatry.
the original 10. Yeah.
That's right. Keep going.
And Samuel said to Saul, why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? And Saul answered, I am sore distressed for the Philistines make war against me. And the Most High is departed from me and answereth me no more.
Right.
Neither by prophets nor by dreams. Therefore I have called thee that thou mayest make known unto me what I shall do. Verse 16. Then said Samuel, wherefore then dost thou ask of me, seeing the Lord is departed from thee, and is become thine enemy?
So in other words, now, you know that this is a demon, because the thing is, if this was really this Samuel, he was saying, whoa, I'm here to do the Most High's will, not just your will. I only speak when the Most High speaks. And the Most High, he ain't speaking to you, so why am I going to speak to you?
That's it.
But this is what the demon says. They said, okay, we here to do what you have to do. So this is a demon.
Yeah.
Yes, a familiar spirit. Keep going.
Verse 17. And the Most High have done to him as he spake by me. For the Most High have rent the kingdom out of thine hand and given it to thy neighbor, even to David. Because thou obeyest not the voice of the Most High, nor executest his fierce wrath upon Amalek. Therefore have the Most High done this thing unto thee this day.
Yes. So right here, that spirit is telling him what's actually happening. Because you have some of these spirits that people be necromancers and actually tell what's really like the true future. Keep going.
Moreover, the Most High will also deliver Israel with thee into the hand of the Philistines. And tomorrow shalt thou and thy sons be with me. The Lord also shall deliver the host of Israel into the hands of the Philistines.
All right. So now there's two ways that she could have did this. Now the necromancer that this could have been a demon, or number two, this Lily, she actually had this power to really go into there, and the Most High allowed her to give that ability to raise up Saul's spirit again. But the thing is, we have to understand that back then they did have that ancient old type of magical bearer. So certain brothers would break it down that this might be just a demon talking, or that Most High allowed her to actually break into the spirit world and see Samuel. But the way she said it, she saw a whole lot of gods when she went into that trance. So most likely these were demons. Yeah. So this actually goes in and tells you what happens when you go into give an example of what a familiar spirit is, so you can understand. It's a person that's into necromancy, into the Ouija boards.
Yeah.
So the whole class was, is it okay to read occult books? That was the question that one person had commented on.
So what do you think, Amala? Is it okay for us to read?
Yes, of course. No. Let's go back to Leviticus, though.
Okay, all right, kind of.
Yeah. Leviticus, now that we understand what familiar spirits.
That's right.
Leviticus.
It was Leviticus.
1931.
Yep. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 31.
Right.
Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards, to be defiled by them.
It says to be defiled by them, made unclean, because that's how you get other demons to jump on you. Yes. There's a book that says like he came to set the captives free, by a woman named Rebecca Brown. She tells like her story when she interviewed a high level Satanist named Elaine. And she was just saying like all the demons that was on her. I mean, they're both Edomites, Caucasians, but they really was like telling like in detail what was going on in these seances. Yeah.
They deal with that stuff.
Yes. Let's go to Deuteronomy 18 and 11, so it can go in a little bit more depth.
Okay.
Now the books that I'm talking about, like books that deals with the Kabbalah, books that deals with the occult, books that deals with like the Book of the Dead is just Book of the Dead is just that's really,
it's the Egyptian stuff.
Yeah, that's Egyptian, but it's like not nothing like really deep about that. But there's other Egyptology books that goes into harvesting spirits. All right.
Was it Aleister Crowley, something like that?
Yeah, Aleister Crowley, any occult book, because people say in order to know about the occult, people have to go into these books. And that's a no. If you really want, what you can do is hear biographies or read testimonies of people who already done that and tell them their experience about it. Yeah, a person like tells you about what happened when he did the Kabbalah. It says that he was like having like holes stuck in his body, didn't know who was putting them in or things like that. Or there was people who was messing with the Ouija boards and things like that, who was mainly into the occult religion, and they was doing that highly in England, and they was an issue after that called spontaneous combustion, where you have a fire from the inside. But people would have a lot of cases of that in England, but they would not research that these people was into the occult. Yeah. So Deuteronomy 18 and 9.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 9.
Right.
When thou art come into the land which the Most High thy power give thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the damnation of those nations.
Abominations of these nations.
Abominations of those nations.
Yeah.
Okay? There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that uses divination.
Okay, divinations right there. Here's another way where people were made unclean is by divinations. Now, divinations, like, let me just check 1 minute, just check the Hebrew word, because the Hebrew gets deeper.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So there's Deuteronomy 18. And that's 18 and 11. Volume 18 and 11. Now, because when you research some of these words, it goes into the activities of what they're doing. 18 and 11. All right. Oh, it uses the same word when it uses divinations. It says awab. So it means having a familiar spirit, meaning going to the necromancy. That's another word we use for divination. Awab. Keep going.
Okay. You want me to go down to finish off 10?
Yes.
Observer of times, or oh wow, that's talking about the observer of times. Is it that the zodiacs? It's supposed to be the zodiacs, right? An observer of times, or an enchanter of a witch. That sounds like zodiac, huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa. Pass through the fire. Okay. Never mind. The word where it says divination used the Hebrew quasum.
Quasum.
Yes, quasum. That's divination just means witchcraft.
Oh, okay.
Things that deal with witchcraft. In other words, where you have to like get certain recipes, where you have to cut off animals' foots and things like that, and do certain chants and things like that.
Yeah.
That's just known as natural animalic witchcraft. It comes from the Hebrew word quasum.
Okay.
That's what the ancient people used to do. There was times where they used to open up a cow and look at the liver to tell the future, things like that, and then take the liver and then cut it up and get other things and store it
so that's the
into a stew.
observer time. That right there.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought they were talking about the zodiac.
No, that's one that it says divinations.
Okay.
Yeah. When it says observer of time, it comes from the Hebrew word ma'ayin, which means person that goes past the clouds to tell the future. Past the clouds is the stars.
Right.
It says ma'ayin for the Hebrew word. That's going past the clouds to the stars to tell the future. It's what the Egyptians were doing, what the Babylonians were doing, what the Canaanites were doing. So you're trying to
so-called Ryan's belt.
Yes. But you're trying to tell the future, but you're doing it on the negative way by you adding these false gods and idols to it. Yeah, mainly the zodiac. That's the main part that it's talking about.
Those Egyptologists is finished, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
They finished. I got into an argument with an Egyptologist in the barbershop. He said, those are my ancestors, man. They lined up the pyramids to Orion's belt. These guys were amazing. I look like, you stupid.
Yes. And the weird thing is, if you ever know about the ancient Egyptian lifestyle and all the pyramids and things like that, it doesn't talk about the lifestyle of the ancient Egyptians. The only way you know about the lifestyle of the ancient Egyptians is what the Greeks wrote down about what they were doing. They don't really record their lifestyle. They just record how to worship their gods. That's all. In certain Greeks, they would tell you that it was just normal for the ancient Egyptians to drink blood and things like that, and
The ancient Egyptians did that, right?
yeah, certain days that they were like they did some weird things dealing with mud and feces and things like that.
I believe that.
Yeah, they wouldn't put these on their pyramids. On their pyramids and things, it was just straight up adoration of the gods,
And
because different dynasties had different ways of life. There was even one dynasty that was ruled by straight up a female pharaoh.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes, and she made like all the men that was normal in ancient Egypt to wear women's clothes.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
So it was different lifestyles for different Egyptian dynasties.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it? Never mind. I don't want to, because that's another whole new topic. But just for the record,
Right.
is it safe to say that Mesopotamia was a thriving kingdom before Egypt?
Yes.
Thank you.
Because that's where Nimrod started everything at.
Thank you.
All right. So now where it says the part about an enchanter, come from Manashak, Manakash. That's it. And that's one that put hexes on inanimate objects. That's known as an enchanter. Meaning, let's say if you would take an object like that and you engulf it with the spirit of fire, and literally it turn hot, or something like that. Or if you take somebody's hair, right, and you're able to connect it to the person's body and put it in a doll, and then you start stinging that doll, and a person can feel that. That's known as an enchanter.
That's voodoo.
Yes, that's what voodoo does a lot of that. Yeah. Or say like this, or engulf this with the spirit of fire and fire comes out. These are known as enchantments. That's what it says. And it says,
But we ended up with it. This is scripture.
yes.
The Levi did it.
Levi
Instrument
did.
of cruelty.
Yeah, and he learned it mainly from the people of the Zulus and people of Zimbabwe.
That's why we got it. Yeah.
Yes, and they took it to the next level. Yeah. And it says the other one, which says a witch, that's mean Makasha. That means one that deals with like witchcraft, things like that. Yeah, witchcraft, but similar to what we're saying. Read 11.
Verse 11, he said, or a charmer.
A charmer means, it says, use a Hebrew word kabar, which means join, meaning you joining yourself to demonic witches and things like that. Keep going.
Or a consulter with familiar
It
spirits.
says sha'or awab, meaning you asking other fathers that died, asking questions to things that died, dealing with Ouija boards. Though that's known as a person that deals with familiar spirits. Keep going.
Or a wizard.
Wizard meaning you secret dark knowledge. It said you're the wand, which means knowledge, but you go on knowledge all the way in the left hand. Keep going.
Or a necromancer.
Or a necromancer. It says for the Hebrew word for necromancer, it means ones that seek it Darash Ma'athim, mean the dead. Seek of the dead. Okay. So that's a good example of that, and we're going to prove that you're not supposed to read those books.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to end it with like 3 more scriptures. Let's go back to Deuteronomy.
It's okay, real quick. Can I read 12? This is good.
Yes.
All right, verse 12. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Most High.
Yes, all that do these things are abomination to the Most High. Let's read Deuteronomy 12:30.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 12, verse 30.
Right.
Take heed to thyself that thou be not snared by following them.
Right.
After that they be destroyed from before thee.
Right.
And that thou inquire not after their gods.
Not after their gods,
saying, how did these nations serve their gods?
Mm-hmm.
Even so will I do.
So
likewise.
Don't go and see how are these nations actually serving their gods by doing these occult books.
In other words, being nosy. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go to Revelations 2:28.
It's the book of Revelations, chapter 2, verse 28.
Right.
And I will give him the morning star.
Wait. 1 minute. One minute.
It's like it. Revelation chapter 2, verse...
20. We're going to start at 24. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay. All right, verse 24.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the book of Revelations, chapter 2, verse 24. But unto you I say, and unto the rest in Thyatira, and many as have not this doctrine, and which have not known the depths of Satan.
Meaning, you're not even supposed to know the depths of Satan. And when it says this doctrine, which have not known this doctrine, before he was talking about the doctrine of Balaam and Jezebel. Yes, you're not supposed to be knowing about that. And also the deeds of the Nicolaitans, the doctrine of the Nicolaitans. And it says the depths of Satan, what deals with the occult and the Kabbalah. All right. So he's saying you're not even supposed to be dealing with that. And one last one, we're going to Acts 19 and 19. This is what you're supposed to do when you get books like that in your house. These is what you're supposed to do. If you get the books of the Kabbalah or the things from, occult books, things like that. Or things how to deal with Ouija boards and spirits and all that.
You say Psalms or Acts?
Acts.
He's at Acts chapter 19, verse 19.
Acts 19 and 19.
You got it, Con?
Read it.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 19, verse 19.
Right.
Many of them also which use curious arts brought their books together.
So all these books that had the curious arts of how to raise the dead, that dark knowledge, or how to enchant, how to do voodoo, how to do all these seances, all the Kabbalah, all these ancient spirits, Buddhism and Shingoism and all this. Let's see what he did with all these books. Keep going.
And burned them before all members.
And burned them. Disciples, they burned these books. He burned these books. Where do you think Hitler got all that from? It came from the Bible. He burned these books.
That's how they wanted to do
hip hop. Yes. Burned them
before all men.
Right.
And they counted the price of them and found it 50,000 pieces of silver.
50,000 pieces of silver. So that answers the questions. The question was, is it okay to read occult books? No, it's not.
No.
You're not supposed to even be bringing those things in your house. It tells you don't even seek how to worship these other gods.
That's right.
It says that you're not supposed to be going into the depths of Satan. It says once you just have these occult books in your house, get rid of them or burn them.
That's right.
That's what the Most High says. All right, so that was a Q&A from one of our questions, and that's how it is. All right, it's Brother Itazayah. All right, now on to the next. Till next time.
Nice.
All right, that was good.